Once upon a time, there was a vice president of HR of a Fortune 500 company named Michelle. She realized that her position was just no longer satisfying to her, but she had always really wanted to start a business of her own. So she started brainstorming about what she might want to do, and realized that the part of her current job she enjoyed the most was coaching other company leaders. She decided that was it. She was going to study to become a certified ICF coach and open her own leadership coaching business. She did just that. She completed the training program and passed her ACC test. She was so excited about her new business and being able to work with other leaders as their coach. She knew, however, that it would be very important for her continued learning to meet and network with other coaches. So she joined ICF, and she found the ICF chapter that was only 30 minutes from her home. Michelle had a problem, though. While she had been a very successful businesswoman, she had always hated entering a room where she didn't know anyone. It really made her nervous. But because she wanted so badly to connect with other coaches, off she went to a chapter meeting, and she walked through the door by herself. Once inside, the room looked like an overwhelming sea of people. She almost turned around and went home. But instead, she walked over to the table, received her visitor name tag, and started wandering around the room for a while. It seemed that everyone already was visiting with friends. Eventually, she just found a table with an empty seat and sat down. Even though she didn't want to, she returned the next 2 months. It was very much the same. She still felt like a stranger. She couldn't find anyone she had even sat with the months before. Each time it seemed like everyone already had friends that they were connecting with. After 3 months, she decided to give it one more try. Upon entering the meeting, everything was pretty much the same, until the announcements came. A man stood up and said he was interested in getting together with a few other coaches who would like to discuss a leadership book over dinner at a local restaurant one evening. She felt like he must have been sent by her fairy godmother. She was very interested in leadership and loved to read. It would be a small group, which would not be so intimidating, and it might even be fun at a local restaurant. The group met at the corner bakery. They had all read The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni. Michelle loved the book. All 5 coaches had a great time discussing the book and sharing ideas for coaching leaders. Before the evening ended, they decided they wanted to continue meeting to discuss a new leadership book each month. They selected the next book and picked a date and time for their get-together. Michelle was so happy she had finally connected with some other coaches who were interested in the same things as she was, and she'd even had a chance to get to know them a little better. Michelle drove home looking forward to the next small group discussion. At the next month's chapter meeting, all the coaches who had met for the book study group were there, and they found each other to sit together. Everyone seemed to be so jazzed about their common interests and the possibilities the future would hold for their group. 6 months later, the leadership small group had grown to 8 coaches, and Michelle loved being part of this team. The end.